Won't matter what you do to Donald Trump. Doesn't matter now. Concord among men is over. Remember, this all started with the violence that was started by the school teachers' unions at University of Chicago, Illinois, when they recruited students from the University of Chicago to infiltrate the Trump rally, and the Trump rally got canceled, and it turned out that the SEIU had bussed in busloads of protesters from out of town and also from within town, and got them to surround the Trump supporters. So that the Trump supporters were walking through a phalanx, hundreds and hundreds of people shouting horrible things at them. These people who had driven in from the surrounding areas of Illinois and maybe Indiana. Well, that was when I first detected that liberals they thought they were tough guys now. That a lot of limp-wristed wimpy bitches, punk motherfuckers now thought that they were tough because they were able to intimidate normal people, and that they were going to use black people to do this, and other groups, because they were going to basically use they were going to race bait. That the Democrats are going to do what white liberals are going to do. What white liberals do, they're going to race bait. So, because that's what white liberals do. They can't accomplish, so they use these proxy movements of climate change and race baiting to get ahead and to get political clout for what they want. A big part of this is the white liberal female vote, is that they can't really point out rationally how something is going to help everybody. So they're like, no, but you should just give us money because we're white women and life is hard for us. So then they have to be like, well, black women have hard lives too. You should give money to women. But it's usually, by the percentages, and then who would enroll in programs, this, that, and the other. It's the white liberal women win that money, just by their numbers, and they're very effective in advocating for giving black people money, but it's also they're the distributors of that money. White liberals are the distributors of government money to blacks and Latinos, so it's a very handy way of ensuring the wealth of your voting group. To make money off your mascot, and you don't even have to take the field. That's smart. That's intelligence. That shows high IQ, higher IQ than the blacks and Latinos. Make the blacks and Latinos are still, I guess, languishing in poverty or something, but on that note, it won't matter what anybody says or does anything about Donald Trump, any of that, because Donald Trump was elected by a movement, and that movement was mostly assembled in opposition to war overseas and in shock about certain social issues. In one in particular, the one brought up by, say, Mr. Colin Flaherty so often. And that's a social problem that has only gotten worse since the white communists have shut us down. And since all the democratic communist states and all the commies, they get to tell us all we have to stay home because of the cold. You gotta have your face diaper, gotta have your diaper. That now the beauty of this is that you guys have no idea where it's going to come from next. You have no clue where it's going to come from next. Because now you have people who, I mean, they have everything to gain by just picking up the nationalist cause and running with it. The Republican Party as a power group is kind of over. They're nobody knows if they can trust them or will. And so you will get nothing but nationalists who will get nationalist money, nationalist support. That'll be it. And that will be it from now on. You'll always be up against hardcore nationalists now. And that you're going to have to somehow argue for some whatever ideas that you think you all have that are so brilliant that you could not convince people of. Remember, you instituted the violence at Trump's campaign rallies. He was campaigning, and you were still beating people up in the streets. His first campaign, you guys started it. Nobody's fooled by this. I've even seen people in my comments section have to catch people up, like, oh yeah, what he's talking about was this that happened, and they'll have a link. People are like, I never saw that. I saw a lot of violence, but I never saw that violence. So it's over. There's no trust anymore. Nobody could really have faith in you. If you had like Republican relatives that like, oh, and then, yeah, don't expect them to ever be like cool again. Expect things to get worse, much, much worse, because also this is the big thing that a lot of you Democrats, you will never accept this, but you see when you have a grown-up mind, and when you have a grown-up mind, you understand stuff like this. This is called group punishment, what's happening right now. Because Trump was so popular. The system is now saying, no, fuck you. You people are going to yield forever. You are going to yield. We are all just now being punished for the fact that Donald Trump was actually popular. And everyone's going to suffer. The Republicans and the Democrats have nothing. There's nothing that will stop them now. It's not like you can vote for somebody who will stop them. Where's Bernie now? Where is Bernie now? You guys are probably going to start, if Tulsi were to run for an office, you guys will probably assault her supporters. You'll probably go after her supporters with a viciousness that's just unbelievable, and bordering on the criminal, most certainly. So you'll have nothing now. You literally just have your club of crazy, violent leftists, and the establishment, which will support you guys for a little while until they're done with you. And now this is even more beautiful. I want people on the West Coast, especially West Coast shit libs, to understand this is the problems that were happening. One of the most important problems that was happening, still you guys have not even begun to address this problem. And now this problem is worse. You don't even know what I'm referring to. That's what got Donald Trump elected. You don't know what that problem is. He danced around this problem. And now it is even worse. At the end of all this, you're going to start seeing something I'm going to give you a little proof, little evidence for. Distressed properties. There will be a massive need for the government to raise money to deal with distressed properties. And the government will hand out a bunch of money. And it'll mostly be different. And then there will be a failure. This won't work. And then the government will sell off those distressed properties, coming into possession of them They'll sell off distressed properties. Those will be sold off to the friends of Gavin Newsom, whatever area you live in, the friends of the local politicians, whoever the wealthiest real estate people are. So Northwest real estate in a lot of places is about to consolidate into even smaller, larger firms, or it's going to just kind of fall into magically into certain groups' hands, institutions' hands, things like that. Just so you understand completely, when this happens, you have yourself and only yourself to blame. Just so you understand. And now Ted Wheeler has said the name Antifa and anarchists and Antifa in one of his latest deals having to do with security. So I'm thinking Portland is about to have a lot of property bought up. That's just my belief. And yeah, get used to living in Bell Realty. People in Eugene know like almost everything is owned by Bell Real Estate, and a lot of people don't get like how this has already happened. That there's all these ways by which you will have like houses bought by one person, and they own 1,000 houses, and if you were to ever try to find this person, you wouldn't be able to find them, and that's real. I knew a local real estate pair of guys who were in real estate, and they said, no, if you look at the way paperwork is done now, you wouldn't be sure the people doing the paperwork were literate. The chain of possession fell apart during the housing crisis, way back when you all were kids. The whole chain of possession. The banks are about to clean up on everything, and we're all going to get punished. And all that money in the omnibus bill, that was to pay off something to everyone else. Everybody in the world got money for something. Or is it a bunch of money was put outside the country for some reason? It's all going to get very bad. So don't get so, oh, the Trumpers, I feel so, I'm so threatened. Oh my gosh, I'm a hero. I'm so heroic. I'm a heroic person because the Trumpers are mean. No, don't get too excited. Everything is going to get much worse. And most of it's going to be your fault when it really comes down to it.